Hey everybody, off the top rope here, off the Mike Sports Network. NXT happened tonight, low key. I was pretty much occupied with NBA playoffs, but a big bit of news coming out. Well, a couple things. Number one, uh, okay, actually, the three things. Number one, um, Miles Bourne, the deaf wrestler from No Quarter Catch Crew, he's got an NXT championship match at Battleground. Good for him. Good for Miles Bourne, who's actually been kind of entertaining and really he's turned into a really solid wrestler. Like really good stuff there. I think it's great that they're trying to get new guys opportunities. So this is a nice little short feud potentially with Obafemi on a short way to get to Battleground at the end of the month, and then women's the NXT Women's Championship. Jordan Grace beats Julia. I saw Julia took a couple of nasty bumps in this match, but Jordan Grace versus Stephanie Vaquer at Battleground. That's a very interesting match because, hey, Jordan really hasn't taken a fall yet. What's very interesting is Stephanie Vaquer actually has been pinned by shenanigans. It's by somebody who's no longer with the company, Shotzi. So it'll be interesting to see if they, move off of Stephanie Vaquer as the champion and potentially get her up to the main roster because she's already over and they've already tried that trial run out. So it'll be very interesting if that's in it. But what I want to talk about here is a historical announcement. It seems like Battleground is just the type of event that makes history. Because if you remember last year at the event, Battleground, when it was at the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, they had Roxanne Perez and Jordan Grace face off in a match for the NXT Championship. And that was the first time a TNA person had ever challenged for that. What they're doing at Battleground is borderline shocking to me because I think this is the first time on a premium live event that we are going to see another wrestling company's highest championship be defended. And I know some of you AEW market will be like, oh, New Japan. It's like, guys, the way that they have made this stand up, and especially the crossover between promotions, Trick Williams and Joe Hendry, with Joe Hendry defending the TNA world title at a premium live event for WWE. That has never happened before. Never happened. It's happened on free television, but it hasn't happened on a premium live event. This is unheard of. So a couple things here. Number one, all of you people who are clamoring, and I've talked about this before, all you people clamoring for Vince McMahon to come back and that Triple H has been bad for this company. This would have never happened, not even 3 years ago. They had to, if you guys remember, in the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble, Mickie James and TNA had to beg and plead Vince McMahon, let her bring the championship out and recognize it as the Impact Knockouts championship. Vince McMahon, it was a handshake deal. It might have been a contractual deal. Vince didn't want to do it. He almost got cold feet. And now they are willingly trotting the championship from TNA. Hell, on WrestleMania. And now you have maybe the biggest star in NXT in Trick Williams going against Joe Hendry with TNA's top prize on the line. Like we've seen it at we never saw, the Impact. We saw the Impact World Championship when it was, the crossover with TNA. We saw that, and it was very rare. And it was only Kenny Omega that really got that opportunity to do that. But we really never saw, like, outside of the one instance, really, where, we saw the one instance on that one show where Kenny Omega dropped it. We never really saw him. Maybe there was a couple of times, but it wasn't at this high of a level. It was never, like, presented as such a big time freaking deal. Joe Hendry is as big of a star as there is in the industry. And Trick Williams, you're trying him out as a heel. You're making this as interesting as it could be. He was a wildly popular babyface. He's been trying to go on this, different edge to him. It's a very interesting way to go. And on one end, I give WWE a ton of credit for taking a chance here. I don't know where this is going to go because there was a lot of speculation that Jordan Grace might have beaten Roxanne Perez last year. They didn't want to do it. Does TNA want their World Heavyweight Championship to be held by an NXT guy? Because that would be a hell of a partnership and a hell of a statement if they're able to do something like that. So it's a shocking announcement to me to see that this is actually going to happen. Because again, I do give, AEW some credit back in the day. but they kind of used that partnership as a way to, like, give Kenny Omega all the belts. That's really what it was about. That's what that partnership really came out to be. Because Kenny Omega didn't even put over any TNA guys over there throughout the partnership. He didn't. So now with Joe Hendry, who hasn't defended his championship anywhere else, he's only defended it in TNA, to do this not at TNA, to do this at Battleground at a WWE show is a big time statement. They're willing to work with people. All you people who want to clamor against Vince McMahon, fuck off. Triple H may not be perfect, but you'd never get something like this. So, again, I just think, if you use these partnerships correctly, and I think, TNA and WWE just seemed like a better working relationship. Everybody's like, it's not really benefit. Guys, they've had crossovers and they've produced really good stuff. And now you've got a situation here where you've got a really unpredictable match and something that's never happened before in the history, in a long running history of TNA, that they're going to have their World Heavyweight Championship defended by, again, one of the biggest stars in the industry right now on a premium live event for the other company. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.